Another episode of the Callahan Conversation series. Evan Lepler, delighted to be joined by Margo Urheim of Tufts University, EWO. Margo, welcome. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me on.
Great to chat with you. Congrats on being a Callahan finalist. Let's just start there. What's it feel like to be recognized by your peers as one of the top five females in the Callahan race?
I mean, it's so awesome. It is such an honor. I think it brings in a lot of other feelings, given that we are in the middle of a pandemic. So, when I first heard that I was even nominated for Callahan, I was so excited. But I also would trade anything surrounding the Callahan for nationals appearance by EWO, or just even to have a nationals or to have a postseason. So I'm so excited, and I'm really proud of myself and really honored and really thankful for my teammates for nominating me and all that. But I definitely wish there was still a season going on.
Sure, I think we all do. And Tufts had a really special season brewing, or so it felt like. How would you characterize kind of your emotions from the first half of the season, and what was it like learning that we all had to hit the pause button indefinitely?
Yeah, I mean, just as you touched on, it really was a special year for us. And I think, yeah, every year is a special year, but we had just such a great group of teammates, and it totally felt like this team where every single person who was a part of EWO was willing to work hard, be supportive, have fun, go with the flow of crazy weather patterns, shovel the field, all of these amazing culture and hard work goals we had achieved in the first half of the season, and it was just so special. But I think, I mean, because that first half of the season was so special, we've all really wanted to stay in touch. And so it's been hard being in different time zones and just people have different schedules, but we have some virtual workout pods, and I think different teammates are keeping in touch with other teammates in their own way, and definitely still chatting a bunch.
Good deal. You're talking about shoveling the fields reminded me, I wanted to ask you this. In your Callahan video, which is tremendous, there are some clips of you playing in what looks like a mud pit, and pouring rain, and everybody is wearing like four jackets. What happened there? Tell me about that experience. Where and when was that?
Yeah, that was Commonwealth Cup last year, 2019. And I think for that tournament, I maybe didn't even realize it was going to rain, let alone downpour and ruin the field. So my strongest memory from that tournament is going to Target with a bunch of my teammates and being like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, we need to get so much rain gear, flooding their fishing aisles in Target, getting crazy rain pants, and mine were like a size XXL, and I was like hiking them up the whole tournament. So it was just such a wild experience. I think maybe not even the tournament directors knew what was going to unfold, and then it was just this incredible downpour of rain and cold and all of that stuff. But it was definitely a bonding experience among EWO teammates, but also just the other teams there. I still feel like any person on a team that we played at Commonwealth that I see, I'm like, oh, do you remember that tournament in Commonwealth? It was like such a disaster, but also kind of a crazy fun experience to be a part of.
Yeah, bonding experience for sure. But is it more fun or more miserable to play in those conditions?
Hmm. I think I'll leave that question unanswered. I'm not sure I can even give you the right answer to that one.
Fair enough. For those who aren't familiar with your journey, can you enlighten us about your athletic background, what other sports you played growing up, and how you came across this crazy sport of ultimate and joined this world?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Lower Merion, Pennsylvania, which is about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And I grew up not really playing ultimate much. My extended family played on vacations, and that's kind of how I was exposed to it. But didn't have a lot of youth ultimate, nothing in middle school or anything like that. I played a bunch of basketball, and I ran cross country pretty seriously. Both of those sports I was really interested in. And then my older sister Jane started playing in high school and ended up making the U20 team when she tried out, and that kind of gave me this feeling of like, oh my gosh, whoa, like that's my sister and she's just playing this new sport and she made a national team and it like looks so much fun. And she had really encouraged me to play. And I'm just so grateful that she did and that she showed me all of the fun atmosphere that surrounds ultimate, because then I picked it up in high school and still was kind of more committed to basketball and cross country, but really enjoyed it. And then in college, I just thought it would be a good way to kind of have a social scene from the beginning. And then I got really into it and loved my teammates. I had a couple of great mentors, UO alumni, who I still look up to and still ask questions about Frisbee. Worked out with one of them earlier this afternoon. And so that's kind of my journey, and I really owe it to a lot of UO alumni and then my family as well for just showing me what a great sport it is.
I'm curious, when you think back to your early times playing Ultimate, did you pick it up pretty quickly? Did your basketball skills and track athleticism translate, or was it a real learning process early on?
It's a good question. I think there are definitely some skills from basketball that are translatable. Like I think I can catch things in the air pretty well because I'm used to that from basketball, and definitely like enjoy running and enjoy exercising because of cross country. But I definitely remember also when I first picked up a Frisbee, I threw flicks, like clutching it like a backhand and then just kind of whipping it like that. And I threw that for probably like a year until my coach was like, Margo, there's a better way to do that. And we can just teach you. I was like, oh, okay. Like maybe the sport's a little more complicated than I thought. But yeah, I mean, as with any sport, it was easy in some ways and a learning curve in others.
Obviously, Ultimate is a team game. It was known as the ultimate team sport. And yet the Callahan is an individual award, and it's a real historic, prestigious one as well. Have you contemplated what it would feel like to hear your name announced this Thursday as the 2020 Callahan Award winner?
I think I'll just start crying if that happens. But I would be crying for so many reasons. I mean, I'm so proud of myself, but just like you said, it's an individual award, but it feels more like a team award this year because of COVID and just the season that we lost. And really, I mean, the only reason that I feel like I'm in the position that I am to be a top 5 finalist, which is so exciting, is because all of my teammates are also such great ultimate players. And all of us together have built this incredible EWO 2020 season that I've just like been very privileged to be that name on the team that kind of is recognized for Callahan. But I'm viewing it as like a team award for everyone. And I've learned a skill from every single person on the EWO. I've like bonded with every single person on the EWO. I've grown so much from every single person on the EWO, and it truly is a team award. And I'll be proud of myself if I win, but I'm just going to be so proud of the team.
Good deal. You should be proud of being a finalist in the season you've had and the career you've had. Lastly, I'll ask you kind of the $1 million question that every college ultimate fan is curious about. What are the plans for the future? Do you envision another college ultimate season ahead?
Oh no, I wish with all my heart that was in my future, especially after this year. But I'm moving to Seattle in August to start a job out there, and so I'm really excited for that next stage of life. And I know Seattle Ultimate is really big as well, and so that's obviously a huge excitement in that next chapter of my life.
Yeah, they have a decent tradition of ultimate in Seattle. You know, nothing major,
Okay.
but just a little bit. Margo, thanks so much for taking the time. Congrats on a splendid career with Tufts, and best of luck Thursday at the Callahan ceremony. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Evan.